Okay, so this screencast is about how to access iTunes University and make use of the technology that's there. And so we're going to start in Banner. And I'm assuming that you know how to get into Banner. So when you get in there, somewhere at the bottom of your menu will be a place where it says SUNY Cortland iTunes U. So you click on that, and yours, again, will look a little bit different from mine, but I'm going to click here on Launch iTunes as a student, so we'll have the same view. And then this window is going to pop open, and it may go this fast or it may not go this fast. But what will happen is that iTunes will open if you have iTunes on your computer, and then it will load the SUNY Cortland iTunes store. You can see here on the iTunes store page. And so this is the SUNY Cortland iTunes store. And so we're going to look here from the home page to look at SUNY Cortland courses. So I'm just going to click on that. And here you will see, well, these are all the courses that I have access to, I guess, as a student. And this semester, either you're in Writing in Cyberspace 1, or maybe you're in Academic Writing 2. And so they look basically the same. So once we look at one, you should be able to extrapolate for the other. So I'm just going to look here in Writing in Cyberspace 1 and show you what this looks like. Now, okay. Basically what you'll see here is you've been in iTunes before, if you've been to the iTunes Music Store before, this is pretty familiar to you, I would guess. What you see here is you see the name of the class. You see here there's a couple buttons, Get Tracks, Subscribe, and then here there's some tabs. Click on Student Podcast 1. There's nothing in there yet, but you guys will be uploading files later in the semester. But here in the Podcasts tab, you can see two of the files that I've created already, and hopefully by the time you go and look in there, you'll also see this one as number 3. And I'm just going to scroll over a little bit to the right here, and you can see, if you wanted to, you can get the individual files if you want. You can get all the tracks. If you click on this, it'll download all the tracks in this tab, so both of those. And then there's also this subscribe button, which is the one I'm going to click on. Now you can see here, it's downloading one of the files. Just click on this, we'll see how quickly it goes. Looks like it's going to do it in about 30 seconds. But again, this is going to depend obviously on your upload or download speed. So while that's going, you'll see that when I subscribe to it, then what happens is that this course, specifically the podcast tab of this course, is then added to the list of podcasts that I subscribe to. So you can see a bunch of different ones that sometimes I listen to. And here are some ones, PWR 129, which are from last semester. And here you can see PWR 209. And what it did is it downloaded the most recent one. Of course, you're going to want to have all of them, so you could just click here on Get, and now it will get both of those. And the advantage to subscribing to the podcast of the course is that rather than every time having to go in through Banner and then launch iTunes and look and see what's there, this way, every time that you open up iTunes, it will automatically go and see if there are any new posts in your course, and then it will automatically download them, or at least show the list of them. So if you, let's say you don't do it for a while, there might be a bunch. You may not download all of them, but you will be able to at least see the titles of all the ones that you've missed. Like, for example, here on Ask a Ninja, I didn't download some of them, but I could download them if I wanted to. Right, so you'll see something like that. But I'm holding you responsible, of course, for downloading and watching or listening to all the podcasts for the class, including your students, your peer podcasts. So really, though, that's all there is to downloading files. Now I want to show you briefly what it looks like when you try to upload a file. You'll see here there's a link that says Upload Files, and I don't think you have permission in this tab to upload files, but for a student podcast, you do. So we just go into Student Podcast, we click here on Upload Files, what it's going to do is it's going to open up this window, and I'm just going to drag it. Well, what I'm going to do is close that one because it opened it in a too small a window. And then I'm going to try it again. Upload files. Here it's going to open it in a normal window. Okay, so this is really easy as well, right? All you would do, we're actually here in a web browser, right, is click on Add Tracks, and then you would click on Browse. You could find the track that you wanted to upload, and then click on Open, and then it would just start uploading it. I'm not going to upload that file. I'm going to hit Cancel. One thing to note here, I'm just going to read through this. It says audio files must be either AAC or MP3. They must also be named with appropriate file extension, that is M4A or MP3. Video files must be either MPEG-4 or H.264 encoded, and they either have to have an MP4, M4V, or MOV extension. Otherwise, iTunes University will not allow you to upload the file. So there's a limit to the types of files that you can upload. But we'll go over that technical stuff in more detail when we talk about how to create these files. And those of you that are in the cyberspace class will be creating videos as groups later on in the semester. Those of you who are in the comp class will be creating brief audio files. You'll also be doing audio in cyberspace. So there's a little bit more of that kind of stuff in the cyberspace class. But that's really all there is to it. And then once you've uploaded it, it will show up here on this list. And again, we'll go into more detail. But that's really all there is to it. It's a very simple program to use. So what I would like you to do now is make sure that you're subscribed to the podcast for the course. And you will look on if you look on the course schedule, you can certainly see when there are already some podcasts labeled, and I'll try and at least post to the blog or whatever if I post another podcast or something to iTunes University, so you know for sure. But I'm going to expect that you're checking it at least every week to see if there's new material. I think that's all there is really to say about this, so I'm going to end here. But please let me know if you have any questions, and we'll go over the production stuff in much greater detail later on. But right now, I just want you to feel comfortable with saying, yes, I know how to get into iTunes U and get the files that are there. Okay.